What's up, everybody? This your girl Erica from the Classic Climb blog. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm gonna have to delete this one when it's done because it's not gonna be nice. It's not gonna be nice. I'm gonna have to delete it. Here's the thing. People are so used to being lied to for so long that when you actually say something truthful, they like, what? How dare you? How dare you ask me to take accountability? How dare you? How dare you? So listen, I was on Instagram earlier today. And this man, they were like showing this woman's crying about her, the father of her children died. Now, this man was 400 pounds. Let's just keep it a buck. He was 400 pounds. And they're like, oh, he had a blood clot and had COVID and died. And he should have took those shots. If he'd have took that shot, he'd be here. And I said, no. In the comments, I said, well, overall, his health wasn't looking that great, right? In the comments, people were like, well, you big too. I said, baby, I jog every day. I run every day. I walk every day. I mean, I fly 30 times last year. I ain't getting no COVID. So, I mean, between me and him, I'm just trying to ask you, what's the problem here? So a lot of people don't want to address the thing in the room, which said a lot of people who, one, had low vitamin D, and two, were overweight/obese. In America, had more cause to die of COVID. Now, here's the third category. 60% of the people who got the shot are now in the hospital. Now, I know y'all going to be like, Erica, here you go talking this stuff. Now, I'm going to delete this video because I'm going to just be inappropriate. But the fact remains is some of y'all was going to die anyway. Not even from COVID, just a heart attack, just fall over. Let me tell you something. When I'm in the airport and I'm walking in Dallas, long way, I'm seeing young 30-something, 20-something people, overweight, riding them across the airport. Now that's reserved for old people. It's reserved for old people. Number one thing I told my trainer when I've been working out with him all this time is I want to be able to walk into old age. And people act like, oh, Erica, that's you just being, oh my God. That's the truth. We got a lot of adults out here. They don't walk nowhere. They can't, you see these kids that are really overweight. You say something to them, to the parents. Oh, I don't know why he overweight. It's because he always snacking. Well, can't snack on the food that ain't in the house. Kids only do what you let them do. Kids only do what you show them. When I was home with my nephew, I went walking around my mom's neighborhood every day. And he would just get on his bike and follow me. He's 5 years old. He's just going to do what you allow them to do. He's just going to do what you show him. Now, when you say some of that, people don't like that. People don't like that, right? Because that's accountability. Now, when you talk about, I'm going to just say this, I noticed this a lot with Black women, unfortunately on Facebook. I'm just going to say it. My white Asian friends, they have 7:30, 8 o'clock bedtimes for their kids. There's only one of them in the group. And just the kid go to bed when they go to bed. They tired. They older and they tired. When you have kids late in life, you're tired, okay? So the friends that have these early bedtimes, people look at them crazy. When you bring this up to Black women and sometimes, single moms that are white, hey, the kids need to go to bed earlier. Well, if my kid goes to bed that early, they'll be up at 5 in the morning. That doesn't work for my kid. So for thousands of years, everybody that's a parent knows to run their kid around, make their kid tired, okay? Make their kid jog every day, make their kid do a bunch of push-ups right before bed, put them in the bathtub and then put them to bed. And that seems to work for 99% of people in the whole wide world. But for some reason, sister, your kid is different. Come on, man. Come on. You know what I'm saying? Some of the stuff we hearing out here don't make no sense. That's why I got to delete this video because, see, if I was out here financing cars and stunting for the gram and traveling every day. I mean, I even know people that literally do that on purpose, like use all their points to do that because that's how they get followers. That's how they get people to follow them. I want to show you what real business life looks like for me and for the people I know my whole life in North Carolina, where it's really just creating your afternoon. It's creating your day. It's me growing up seeing my friend's dad come pick him up, early from school. It's his dad hanging out with us at the softball practice. It's his dad spending the time how he wants and not using the excuse that I'm tired or I worked all day and that's why I can't be here. It's time. If you don't have no time, like, what's the point of making this money and y'all don't have no time with these kids? You don't have no time to really take a vacation. You have no time to take care of your own parents. That don't even make sense. So for what I'm trying to get y'all to understand is you got to get out of that mindset. I'm just going to hustle, 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 hustle. There's seasons to this shit. Seasons. 2 to 5 years. And most people are into the season where they need to be. They're where they need to be. Okay? Now look. On the truth hour, I'm trying to be careful here. On the truth hour, y'all know this stuff is coming. Someone brought it up the other day, man. Erica, you've been saying forever that winter's coming. You've been saying that forever. I wasn't doing it to be negative. I wasn't doing it to be pessimistic. I was doing it because you can watch and see this stuff happen, and every year people act like it's brand new. Let me tell you something. Every summer, like clockwork, I can go on Facebook and just go in different Facebook groups, and every summer when it's time for these kids to go back to school, they like, man, oh Lord, these back to school clothes. Oh Lord Jesus, the kids eating all the food. Oh Lord, every day. These kids is expensive. Now they done had these same kids for 12, 13, 14, 15 years at this point. These the same kids y'all been feeding every day. How come every summer it's a brand new day? These people are roosters. Oh my God, these kids need food. These kids need clothes. Oh my Lord, I just didn't realize they would need that every day, every year for the rest of their life till they're 18 years old. Yes, they will need that. That's what they will need. It's nothing new. It's not a new thing. But if you look on this man's internet, you would think, this GPS being rude to me. Okay, am I back? My GPS was tripping. Okay, so anyway, so every year it's like clockwork, new stuff. Now here's another thing I noticed. I've been in some Facebook groups so long, and my VA put me in some. I'm like, why am I in this? Why he put me in this thing? So I go in here and I look around. I comment. We have a whole little marketing technique we do, and there are people in some of those groups that have been there for 3, 4, 5 years, asking the same questions, no results. So let me say that again. They've been there 3 or 5 years, asking the same questions with no results, no change. And then finally, some of them were like, hey, I finally bought my truck, y'all. And then ask all these same questions over again. Baby, you've been in here for 3 years. You should know everything you need to know by now. Right? And this is why I'm such against people, and people think I'm being elitist and being a jerk. When people go around asking all these questions, it don't make no sense for you to go around asking all these questions and buying all these courses if you ain't taking no action, because it doesn't make sense to you. You asking questions for what's step 5, step 15, and step 30. You ain't even did step 1 yet. That's why when people come on this internet and talk to me, like, there are literally comments under the video I did about housing, where I went on realtor.com and showed y'all houses and the prices. And people are like, well, how do I do this? How do I do that? I go, did you watch the video? No, I didn't watch the video. Sir, you just commented on a video via the title? See, that's why for me, it makes me a little bit uncomfortable trying to do these clickbait titles, because people literally just read the title and be like, how can I afford a house? Me want to afford a house too. I'd be like, oh, sir, did you watch the video? No, I ain't watched the video. Did you watch the video? No, I ain't watched it. Then why are you commenting? Why are you asking questions under the video? You ain't even watched the video. See, we can't make it any simpler. Let me tell you, when I talk about winter's coming, this opportunity for people to do the lazy life is over. I put it in the community tab about this guy being a stay-at-home rapper. And somebody, he probably said it jokingly, it was like, yeah, 21's the best time to mooch. And all I can think about is all my 21-year-old cousins who were in the military serving and had their own places and own cars and own crap. The 1 or 2 family members we have that hang out to 21 and they mooch, everybody looks at them like they're ludicrous. Like, what are you doing? Okay? So, oh, there she go. There she go. Most kids try to eat a little breakfast at home too, unless y'all just pushing them kids out in the street at 5 a.m. locking the door, which some people do. They just had a black cop in was it Houston or was it Atlanta? Goes picks a girl up at the store, and I'll post in the community tab because I took a screenshot. He's black. This is the point of community policing. Black guy sees this black girl stealing, and he's like, the shoes were $2. You go, girl, why are you still in these damn shoes? You know what I mean? Like, so it just, he pays for the shoes and keeps it moving, takes her to her home because he's going to tell her parents, right? Because that's what you should do instead of taking her downtown. She's only 12 years old. Okay. And so he gets there. Of course, the house looks like, it don't really got no furniture in it. It's got 4 other kids in it and a mom and a dad. And, of course, he tells the department, he's telling everybody. And instead of the department, calling CPS and, getting involved, they basically get a bunch of stuff for this family. Now, everybody's going to say, oh, my God, that's so good. People sometimes are down there to look. I'm sitting here like, why do they have a 2-year-old and a 12-year-old and a house with no furniture? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to figure that out, right? They got a 12-year-old who's so stressed because clearly the parents are talking about this and living in such dire straits that their 12-year-old thought it was a good idea to go steal $2 shoes and try to bring them home. The little kid shoes, $2 kid shoes from the thrift store. And this is why when people try to tell me, Erica, we just got to teach these youth. We just got to invest in these youth. We just got to train these youth. You are trying to reprogram a child who is living the experience daily. Okay, I'm trying to be careful here how I want to say this. Who is basically with some yardbirds, as Glenn and Cameron calls it. You got a mama and a daddy there, and between the two of them, they cannot figure out, one, how to stop making babies, and 2, how to feed them. Okay, so you'll see more of these stories. I know people think, oh man, they're gonna. No, you'll see more of these stories. Okay, you'll see a lot more of them. Why will you see a lot more of these stories? Okay, because we're already in a recession. Supposedly on paper, the recession ended 15 months ago, which is silly to me. But 15 months ago it ended, right? According to the powers that be, it ended 15 months ago, Erica. How dare you? The recession's over. I am telling you, it is not. Right? It's just levels to it, right? I'm going today to an event, a couple events in Dallas, going to an event tomorrow in Houston. I'm surrounding myself, and I'm joining this group in Dallas later this week, but y'all see the training on YouTube videos. I'm joining these groups, and I'm going to these events because the air is rare to meet people who are actually doing stuff every day and not just coasting. It's rare. I mean, you literally have a society, maybe 50%. We call people middle class, but we already know that's not real definition of middle class, that are coasting out here and can't figure out why their kids is eating up all this food. Now, I left this on the screen, what she said about, well, they at school, they don't eat. They eat breakfast and lunch there. Baby, come on now. Come on. You got kids for 3 months at your house. You can't calculate how much eggs and bacon and grits and cereal these children need. Every year they're at your house the same time of year every year. But yet this is just mentally blowing y'all mind every year that you got to feed these kids. Come on now. Your grandparents figured out how to feed y'all in the summer. Okay? Come on now. You really do. You have to fight like a dog to get out of some of these situations. You're in a dog fight for your life. You're in a dog fight for your life. Now, there's something I don't know if Kevin Samuel said it or Antoine or somebody said it the other day, or somebody sent me the clip. Y'all be sending me a bunch of stuff that's just a mess. Stop it. Enrique be like, well, what do I do with this? Y'all can read the messages Enrique sends me when he forwards y'all emails. It's kind of funny. But anyway, because it's lost in translation, right? So anyway, because he's from the Philippines. And so anyway, I watched this thing that said, well, if you're not going to get married, you need to make 2 incomes. I think it was Kevin Samuels. Anyway, you need to make enough income to take care of yourself, essentially. And what people keep forgetting is numbers. It's just freaking math, right? And what takes people out is debt, right? Now, when Tim Jackson has a thing he's doing in Oakland on August the 14th, it's way smaller, so hopefully he won't have the same restrictions. But yeah, get the F out of debt, right? That's his mantra. Because a lot of times people get these cars, hey, I can afford the payments, and it's like death by 1,000 cuts. The debt that they get into is what takes them out, right? I'm telling you myself, if you get over leverage, it's like fighting for hell to get out of that, right? To get out of that, you gotta do 10x your numbers to make it work. So when I see these families, whatever you want to call it, get in these situations, it's death by 1,000 cuts, and hey, we can have one more baby, it doesn't matter. Hey, we can, that couple I showed y'all in that video, y'all are so fighting to tell me you're a loser. Now, I'm gonna be careful how I said this. People in the comments like, people can't do it. They can't save money. They won't have any money. You just don't know their credit. You don't know their situation. Let me tell you again, we said it again. There's 500 programs that will do no money down, 1% down, 3% down. Like there's a million, there's USDA loans that you move further out into the country, no money down. Just bring a little bit of money at closing. There's trailers, there's land, there's a million ways that family could be in a better situation. Oh, Erica, where are they paying $50,000 at for the drivers? Baby, I'm not your mama, and I'm not going to feed you like a baby bird. Go to Indeed.com in your city and look at it. Go to Glassdoor.com in your city. Type it in and look for it. See, that's the problem. None of y'all parents have been honest with you. And so now you're in a position of dire ludicrousy of your own making, and it does happen to people. And when somebody comes on here and tells the truth, you like, nah, man, this is a scam. Ugh, they're scamming. What are you talking about? Me telling you go get a better job is a scam? Me bringing people on for Tech Tuesday is a scam? Man, get the hell out of here, y'all. Come on now. This don't even make good sense. The excuses you have. Right? So, and I can tell you how YouTube is filled with pessimistic people, because we can go to some people's channels that are blowing up, and they're only blowing up because they're talking shit about people. When they're not talking shit about people, when they doing actual educational, informative stuff, people are like, oh, no. They didn't care about that. You know why? Because you are attracting negative, miserable people to you. Y'all have to understand the power of abundance and the power of energy and the power of getting in the right room. You get in these rooms with these miserable people, and you think all women are bad, all men are bad, all stuff. Y'all just are feeding yourself this same narrative every day. Even though you can walk outside and people are still getting married, people are still falling in love, people still having kids, people still living in great marriages, people going to church, but here on the magical internet, oh no, that don't happen. It's really crazy. Thank you, Habitat for Humanity. See what this family was trying to do, and y'all trying to act like I'm being harsh, and that's fine. That's fine. I'll be that. I'm from that region, and I know how cheap the houses are. So to sit here and try to argue me down and tell me my mom don't live in a damn $300,000 house because she bought it from a couple that were divorcing and got it on discount. We know how much this house is worth. We know. You can go look on public tax records and go look it up. Like, the stuff people say is so ignorant. It don't make no sense. Like, you're trying to argue with me, and I'm sitting here telling you data. No, Erica, that's you lying. Stuff you can Google yourself. So Google lying, the IRS is lying, the CDC lying, everybody around the corner's lying, everybody at the barbershop lying, everybody lying. Boy, that's a lot of lying. Damn. They doing all that for you, huh? That's wild. That's wild. And so what I want you to understand is that couple is trying to be a professional tenant. What they're trying to do is get on Section 8 for the next 8 to 10 years, paying $100 a month. If you haven't been reading the news stories, even the people on Section 8 haven't been paying their little $100, $200, $25 a month. Matt, the mortgage guy, that's why I got to take this video down, because I'm saying too much. Matt, the mortgage guy, posted the other day and put just a prayer hands. He didn't say anything negative. He just said, man, thank God the moratorium ends tomorrow. These New York Negroes was roasting him to hell. They were like, man, you insensitive. You got some money and you changed. You being new, dead ass. All this capping, all this crazy New York talk in the chat. And come on, you live in New York. It's been a year plus. You see people leaving New York. And y'all don't even have the mental capacity to go, you know what? I've been living rent free since March 2020. This might have to end at some point. This might stop at some point. There are people living for over a year and a half now. At what point do we say, hey baby, listen, I'm real sorry about your situation. I'm real sorry about it, but we got to figure out what's the plan here. We got to get you back upright. We don't want you to be homeless. But this don't work. And so, you know, you got a guy who's a good, decent guy helping people get into homes. You got New Yorkers who are, you know, who have apartments, you know, or what do y'all call them? Y'all got them basement units, right? You know what I'm talking about? You got the threeplex quarters kind of, you know, deal going on down there. And you got people living in their house not paying no rent and being bold to them that they're not paying no rent for over a year now. This is a society without consequences. And the problem with the internet right now, like this liberal lady said it and I cracked up and I was like, no, we don't need that. She was like, you need to be able, when you're on the internet, we need to see your picture, your first and last name. Now, at first I thought it was funny. I was like, no, that's some Skynet mess. That's some communism mess, right? But the reason people act so bold on the internet because it ain't your name out there. It ain't your face out there. That's why people come into these YouTube chats and act crazy and wow and talk crap. Because you know, if we were in person, you wouldn't say it. You wouldn't even have the gall to say it. You wouldn't have the balls at one, because I shoot you in your pinky toe, and two, because you know better. You know better in life that you can't talk to people like you crazy. You know better. So again, I just want to clarify that we're going to have a sea of consequences. This isn't just winners coming. This is a bed of consequences. I'm just going to say this, and I don't mean no disrespect, no harm, no foul. I see all the time. Let me be careful. The thing I want to say. I see a lot of older ladies, older than me, half naked on the internet. I see a lot of pregnant ladies half naked on the internet. And I just don't know where the mindset is that don't work no more, sis. That don't work no more. Baby, you 50 years old out here naked? Only J-Lo can pull it off real good. If you're not J-Lo, don't do it. Right? And so, you know, come on now. You know, we're in a culture of seek attention at all costs. And I want y'all to put your clothes on. You know, the pregnant lady, half naked, you know, all this stuff y'all doing, it's like, that don't work no more. When do y'all get the memo that doesn't work anymore? Not for your age group, it don't. It just don't work anymore. Well, Erica, you hate because you're not in your femininity. And, you know, if you're a feminine like I were, no. Femininity doesn't mean naked on Facebook. Femininity doesn't mean naked pregnant photos. Femininity doesn't mean naked at 50 on Facebook in your swimsuit and your grandkids can see you. That's not femininity. Well, see, because you're in your masculine, you don't. No. Stop. Let's have real conversations. You guys are trying to do those tricks. Why? You're seeking attention to get partners that are going to help pay your bills. Honey, at this point, okay, let's get real here. Some AARP. You need to be a benefit to society and your community instead of being naked on the internet. That's just my 2 cents on that. That's why I got to take this video down because y'all, you know, I'm going to get flagged like crazy. But I really just don't understand where the mindset is. You know what I mean? Like, Joseph Lawrence, what's your point? You know what I mean? It's getting out of hand out here. So at the end of the day, if you came on here and you say, what's your point, Erica? Why are you talking about this? The truth of the matter is winter is coming economically. And we've done everything in our power to run away from the economic side of the question. We don't want to talk about investing. We don't want to talk about retirement. We don't want to talk about buying stuff. We don't want to talk about any of this. We just want to talk about the silly mess and post police officers hitting people in the head on Facebook. That don't do anything for us. That will not change your economic life. That will not put money in your pocket. Unless you want to get hit in the head and you filed a lawsuit. You know what I'm saying? So at some point, this all has to come to an end. You know, the whole New Yorkers bashing Matt, the mortgage guy, because he's just made people are like, what about people who didn't ever get any money from the stimulus? Baby, March 2020? We are in July 2021. It is time, boo-boo. See, people started this thing off with compassion, but now they like it's time. So I just want to challenge y'all. Somebody said, "What's the point today?" The point today is I want you to understand what is some way in August, September, which really I want you to focus on September, that you will be able to financially take care of yourself and your family if you are forced to lock down again. Because we already see a lot of y'all had to run out and go buy a house because you were living in a 500 square foot apartment with your kids, your dog, and your husband, and your grandma over there sometimes. That don't work. So now we know you needed a bigger space. You didn't move to a bigger space. Now what's the deal? What's the plan? And that's really the whole point of this video is oh, Eric, you're being negative. Baby, me and mine, we good. There are people I'm interacting with right now. They're going to have a condo downtown Austin. They got a house out in Elgin. There are people who are prepared. Now you're going to say, well, Erica, what about people that aren't prepared? How much longer do we want to give you? It's like a test on an assignment. The test was an hour, and you need an hour 35 minutes because your mama done cried to the principal. Come on now. March 2020. I've had to turn and segue and change businesses and liquidate stuff, and everybody has to make sacrifices, and no one wants to make a sacrifice. Nobody wants to make a sacrifice. Andre Hatchett, I'm gonna delete this video because I'm doing too much. But I just want y'all to understand, like, where do we have accountability for ourselves and for others? And it starts with this moratorium ending. And it starts with y'all having to really sit down and ask the question, okay, so what do I do this fall for my family? What do I do to take care of them? What do I do to take care of me? Right? And so I know y'all saw I got a couple of lists of videos coming out next week, like how to invest $100, how to invest $500, how to invest $1,000. Somebody brought up, I think a review. It's an old class Dr. Boyce Watkins has that's like invest $5 a day or something like that. And so I will go over that. Santos puts wow. I will go over that next week because I'm trying to get the channel back to financials, but I understand a lot of y'all are like, I don't understand. And so I just want to make sure I baby step it out for you, because Dave Ramsey got, basically y'all tried to internet get mad at Dave Ramsey the other day because Dave Ramsey was like, are y'all dumb? Now, Dave Ramsey went on a rant basically saying a lot of people liquidated their 401k. Now, here's the problem with that. I remember I worked in an apartment complex, and the lady was like 52, maybe 52, Jewish, pretty lady, not bad looking. I mean, just older. And she had lost her job like 6 months ago. And the manager over me was like, oh, yeah, she lost her job. And I'm like, okay, no problem, whatever. Like, she's going to come in with this check. Well, she was in there. She was just venting, and she was saying, and this is back in 2013. 2013. And she was 52 then. And she was like, oh, I had to liquidate my 401k. I had to take $50,000 out of my 401k to keep all my bills up. Now, granted, this apartment was only $1,100. So when she said she took $50,000 out of her 401k over 6 months, and you're getting penalized like 50%, like you're getting penalized because you're not old enough to deduct from it. My first thought is, well, sis, what were you paying? You rented an apartment. You do have a BMW outside, but the BMW couldn't have cost that much. And what people don't understand is it's a death by 1,000 cuts if you don't have a plan. This woman's 52. She hadn't worked in 6 months. Now, before I left that complex, she basically said she didn't have any more money, right? And the Jewish, I'm trying to be careful, the Jewish synagogue that's in Austin, that's super huge, they have some program that if you're Jewish and of Jewish descent, no matter where you are in the United States, they will help pay your rent. The Jewish synagogue of Austin was over Austin. So they called and asked us how much was the rest of her rent for the rest of her mortgage. We told her what it was for 6 months because she had 6 more months on her lease. They cut a check for the whole thing. She had to go pick it up and I guess receive some kind of talk over there and then go pay it. We have the Catholic charities in Austin. They do the same thing. They cut checks. You don't have to be a Catholic. They just want to talk to you a little bit first before they give you that check. So I'm just telling y'all, there's programs out here. Okay. Now, Tyreek would be like, oh my God, that's supremacy. But at the end of the day, Them Jewish people make sure there ain't Jewish people homeless on the street in a city where they're gonna be at. You ain't gonna be misrepresenting the Jewish people out there homeless like that. My mind was somebody over there need to talk to her about why she liquidated $50,000 out of her 401k in 6 months. Because now she's gonna have to work 20 plus years, at least 20. Right? She was telling a whole story about her mom was in New York and her mom was supposed to come down here with her. And I'm like, well, you ain't got no job. What your mom gonna come down here to Texas to do other than be hot? I will keep her in New York. So again, Xanatos Clutch said it very truthfully. Britney Spears is 40 years old. She does not want to do this anymore. She wants to go have a baby. That is what it is. I'm gonna let her get on whatever. Okay. So, it don't even work for Britney Spears. How it gonna work for you? Oh, I know. Real estate investor. I mean, it's just funny. She may have had one of those. That's what I'm saying. Like when you take money from your 401k, like you have to pay that stuff back. And so, there's just like a lack of financial understanding. So I just had to like vent this a little bit. I know you're like, man, they're venting today. But I just want to understand like the comments we're receiving. I realize people not even watching the video. One, that's why I'm doing shorter snippets, 5-minute, 7-minute snippets of videos out here. And two, like, what are y'all really expecting to happen in the fall? Like, what are we expecting to happen? Do we expect this to be extended? That ain't happening. Do we think there's going to be another stimulus? It's not happening. You see Nancy Pelosi don't even care about y'all like that. I don't know why y'all keep playing like she do. Okay? Texas, of all places that was kicking people out left and right, even they extended it to October 1st. They had to calm some landlords down here in Texas just a little bit. So again, you have to decide where do you want to be in your financial planning for the fall. What's something you can do? What's the amount of money that you need? Like, that's why I'm telling you, I have a couple planners coming out. One that was supposed to be for the tour. So I know all the California folks, because y'all can't get to the tour, we will put the booklets, the excess booklets out for sale. The ones are for the tour people, they're for the tour people. But the excess ones, we'll put them out for sale sometime later this week when they get in. Because they were supposed to be at y'all location anyway, but you know how they go. So I just want y'all to understand, like, let's get a plan together. Let's get it organized because it ain't no joke. It's coming hot and heavy. And they're like, well, how are people still being approved for loans? Easy. You got 60% of people buying houses in Austin are foreigners. So they're from out of the country. So the other 40%, between those 40%, you're trying to figure out who's investors and who's actual people trying to buy a house. Texas is going to be like this for the next 3 to 4 years, y'all. And unfolding some of this, what we call moratorium, is going to take another year and a half. Not for the apartment renters, nah. Apartment people, they done with y'all. They done with us. But for how people that own houses had a mortgage, that's about 4.5 million people. It's going to take about 2-3 years for them to unfold all that and figure out, is you catching up, is you paying, is you not? Trust. This is coming through. All right. I know, Glenn and Cameron, but that's the difference, Dennis, because he's a man, I'm a woman. If I cuss 2-3 times, people are like, oh my God, that's disgusting woman. She cursed at us. Oh my eyes, I'm fainting, right? Glenn and Cameron cuss you out up and down for 5 minutes. People are like, oh my gosh. Okay. So again, I know that's some of it. People are trained that women are supposed to like pat you on your head and rub your back and be like, it's okay, baby. It's all right. You can do it. You can do it. And that's just, how long do you need to be a baby? How long? How long are we feeding you milk? How long are we babying you? And I'm trying to turn to this Dallas part and they tripping. Move. Okay. Anyway, so that's what I have for y'all today. I just want y'all to understand there's 358 people here. If y'all could kindly hit the like button, you know what I'm saying? Hit that like button. You just go ahead and hit it while we're here. Look, see, I tell you. People email me. Well, Erica, you said a little bit too much cuss words last time. You know, you can't be cussing on these videos. Okay. But yeah, I'll give you guys some highlights of the day's events. I'll record them for you, and then we'll put a video together with Peter. Chop it up. So, anyways, you guys, this is your girl Erica, Classy Climb Blog. Listen, we got to make a plan. Okay, let's get serious. Winter is coming. The long night for some Americans, which has already been the long night for some of y'all. I know some people whose parents have never recovered from 2008. And at this point, it's a choice. But it's the long night for them. So don't let it be the long night for you. I want you to be prepared. I want you to be able to take care of your kids and not be on this man's internet with a GoFundMe. So anyways, you guys, this is your girl, Erica. Classy Climb Blog. You guys, keep it lovely. Keep it light. After the event, I think me and Diamond Dave are supposed to have a show today. We shall see. All right. Later, guys.